I think my worst take of 2022 has to be saying that the Boston Bruins will miss the playoffs in a bold predictions video I made heading into this season. Now, in my defense, that was a bold predictions video. The predictions were meant to be kind of out there, but still, I could not have been any more wrong. Not only are the Boston Bruins off to one of their best starts in franchise history, they're off to one of the best starts by any team in NHL history. They tied the 1945-46 Montreal Canadiens as the second fastest team to win 30 games in a regular season. Boston needed just 38 games to hit that mark. The fastest team to 30 wins in NHL history, the 1929-30 Bruins, who needed just 36 games. Like I said, one of the best first halves to a season a team has ever had in NHL history, and I honestly feel like you can make the case that it's the best, considering the other two teams in the conversation with this year's Bruins were the 1940s version of the Montreal Canadiens, and then the team who was the quickest to 30 wins in a season, the 1929-30 Bruins. Obviously, the league has changed a lot since then. It's incredibly difficult to win consistently in 2023. There's so much parity in the NHL, so I feel like that makes what the Boston Bruins are doing just that much more impressive. So in this video, we are going to break down the Boston Bruins' ridiculous first 38 games of the season, but before we do that, I do have a little bit of an announcement to make. I actually made a second channel for short form NHL content. The link to that will be at the top of the description. My reason for doing this is because I always find myself wanting to give my thoughts on smaller news pieces or just random things to do with the NHL, but always think to myself, well, that's not worthy for a main channel video, so I just never end up talking about it. Now, originally I was going to make videos like that as YouTube shorts on this channel, but I won't lie, I tried to edit a shorts video like vertically, how they do them, and it's just not for me. So that's the reason I made a second channel. So if you're interested in that, again, links at the top of the description, and you can expect multiple uploads on that channel a week, just like this one. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the Boston Bruins numbers so far this season. 30 wins, 4 losses, and 4 overtime losses. That record is just ridiculous to even look at. 64 points, obviously first place in the Atlantic Division, and comfortably first place in the entire league. They have a goals for per game of 3.76, which is second, and a goals against per game of just 2.16, which is first in the league. As you can see, there's a lot of green on this screen, and it's going to continue that way throughout the video because pretty much all of the stats we're going to look at, the Boston Bruins are top 10 in the league in that category. Shot differential, as you can see, positive in that aspect of the game as well. Top 10 in both shots per game and shots against per game. And the special teams have been fantastic as well, especially the penalty kill, 85.2%, first in the league. When you're dominant at both 5-on-5 and on both special teams, you're going to win a lot of games, and obviously that has been the case for the Boston Bruins throughout the first half of this season. And I actually forgot to include this stat on the screen, but they currently have a league best plus 60 goal differential. The second best goal differential in the league is a plus 30, so they double that team up, which is the Dallas Stars. Let's now take a look at some of their advanced stats per moneypuck.com, and spoiler alert, all of these are fantastic as well. They currently are rocking a 55.96 expected goals percentage, which is third best in the league, a 52.25 Corsi percentage, sixth best in the league. They have the third best expected goal differential at 18.87, Fenwick top 5, and faceoff percentage second in the league. That'll happen when you have guys like Bergeron and Krejci on your team. Just complete two-way dominance from the Boston Bruins this season. I feel like at this point it's really hard to view any team other than them as the favorite to win the Stanley Cup. Let's now move on to the Bruins' leading scorers through 38 games. Leading the way is none other than David Pastrnak, who's already up to 52 points in 38 games. I feel like he honestly has to be viewed as at least a Hart Trophy dark horse at this point in the season. He's 7th in the entire NHL in points, and he's playing on the best team in the league. I feel like that alone has to get you in the conversation. And then we have Brad Marchand, who has 33 points in 30 games, has not missed a step after missing the first month or so of the season. He's looked fantastic since coming back. Patrice Bergeron, 30 points in 38 games, while still being one of the most dominant two-way centers in the NHL. The fact that they have him for what, like a $2.5 or $2 million cap hit this season is insane. And then we have Jake DeBrusk, who has 30 points in 36 games. What a season DeBrusk is having. Unfortunately, did just go down with an injury, so he's going to be out for a while. But man, what a turnaround between the Bruins and DeBrusk. It wasn't that long ago that Jake DeBrusk requested a trade, wanted a change of scenery, and now it's almost hard to envision this year's version of the Boston Bruins without Jake DeBrusk because he's been so important for them, playing pretty much exclusively on the top line. And then lastly, rounding out the top 5 scorers, we have David Krejci with 28 points in 33 games, has not missed a step since coming back to the NHL after taking a year off and playing pro over in Czechia. And then also there's guys not pictured on the screen here like Taylor Hall, who's having a great season, Hampus Lindholm, Pavel Zacha, who's since coming over from New Jersey is having a breakout year, Charlie McAvoy has been great since coming back. This is just a really deep team from top to bottom. They're able to roll all 4 lines. In the bottom 6, they have a lot of guys that are not fun to play against. Trent Frederick just had a big game in their most recent win. So those are the players leading the way for the Bruins this season in terms of scoring through the first 38 games. Now let's take a look at the guys who are keeping the puck out of the net, the goaltending numbers. First, Linus Ullmark. I mean, what can you say? 21 wins, 1 loss, and 1 overtime loss. Just a ridiculous record. He's rocking a 1.86 goals against average and a 939 save percentage. And to isolate his performance, he's currently rocking a goal saved above expected of 18.98, which is 4th best in the league amongst goaltenders. If the season ended today, it would be hard to imagine Linus Ullmark not winning the Vezina Trophy with these just otherworldly numbers. And now taking a look at Jeremy Swayman, not too bad either. 8-3-3, a 2.63 goals against, a 900 save percentage, and a .13 goals saved above expected. So obviously Swayman hasn't been anywhere close to the level that Ullmark is playing on, but Swayman is still young, he's still developing, he's still kind of trying to find his way as a goaltender at the NHL level, which often takes time for young goaltenders, so they haven't needed him to be, you know, just a world beater, which is good. He can kind of just play a game here and there, backing up one of the best goaltenders in the league. He's in a really good situation. There really isn't an area of the game where the Boston Bruins have struggled this season, which is insane. It's kind of just been the perfect storm, and that is what has led to them having one of the best starts to a season in NHL history. I mean, we are 38 games into the season, and the Boston Bruins have still yet to lose a regulation game on home ice. Unbelievable. If the Bruins are able to maintain this all season long, which, I mean, they've shown no signs of slowing down, and they get home ice advantage all throughout the playoffs, it's hard to imagine they don't go on a deep run, because in a playoff series, when they have home ice advantage, a team is going to have to beat them on home ice, which just seems like an impossible task right now. And one thing that makes what the Boston Bruins are doing that much more impressive is that this was a team who had a lot of doubters heading into the season. Like I said at the beginning of the video, me included, I was one of those people. I really thought the Boston Bruins were going to struggle. In my season standings prediction video, I had them 4th place in the Atlantic. A few reasons for that is because they have an aging core. They were going to be without McAvoy, Marchand, Grzelcyk to start of the season. Wasn't sure how David Krejci was going to look after coming back from a year off from the NHL. It really didn't take the Bruins long, though, whatsoever, to shut down any of those doubts. This is the best team in the NHL right now, without a doubt. So that is pretty much going to do it for this video, going over the Boston Bruins' historic first 38 games of the season. Like I said at the beginning, be sure to go check out my new second channel. Link will be at the top of the description. I'm probably going to start uploading on that channel sometime this week. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, where we single out specific teams and really break down their numbers, then be sure to drop a like on this video. That is the best way to show your support. And most importantly, if this was your first time checking out this channel and you want more NHL content just like this all year long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you all soon.